Hi, it's my favorite time of day, the time of day when I get to read a good book to you. Today we're going to read a math book. It's called Shapes and Patterns. It's by Jerry Pallotta and Rob Bolster. And you might be studying shapes and geometry. I know some of my third graders have to learn about that. So this is a good book to tell you some things about shapes, because you can learn about math by reading, right? We do that a lot in my classroom. It's one of my favorite things to do during math time. Our school is under construction. An architect came off the job site and walked into our classroom. She usually designs buildings, but today she's teaching us how to draw shapes. Point, line. The architect drew a dot and told us it was a point in space. We knew it was just a dot on the chalkboard. Then she drew away from the dot to make a line. Our teacher told us what materials to use when making lines. We can use pens, pencils, rulers, crayons, tape, paper, and scissors. We can also use sidewalk chalk and string. Now we're going to learn about angles. Look at all those angles. The architect drew another straight line. She showed us how to make an angle. Here we have a wide angle and then a skinny angle. Then she drew more lines and we learned about wide angles and skinny angles. Does anyone know what the big math word for a wide angle is? That's right, it's called an obtuse angle, obtuse. And what is the word for a little skinny angle? That's right, some of you knew it's called an acute angle. And I always remember that because I always think, oh, it's so little, it's such a cute little angle. Triangle. The first shape the architect showed us was a triangle. It has 3 sides and 3 angles. I made a triangle with crayons. It was really fun. I love to learn. Do you see the 3 sides and then 1, 2, 3 angles also? Outside at recess, we pretended we were architects and construction workers. I remembered to wear my hard hat. We colored on the playground with sidewalk chalk and drew triangles. Some of you who are stuck at home, maybe you can use your sidewalk chalk, draw some angles. The next shape we learned about was a circle. The architect drew a dot, then she helped us draw a curved line around it. The distance between the dot and the curve must be the same all the way around. My classmates and I made more circles. We colored some of them. You can do that by tying a piece of chalk to string, and then you just put the string in the middle and have someone hold it. Bring your chalk out here and just walk around and make a giant circle. Right angle. The architect took out some fancy graph paper to help us draw a right angle. The corner of this book is a right angle. We always talk about right angles as if you could fit a piece of paper in here perfectly into this corner and it fit perfectly, then you know it's a right angle. Parallel lines. We learned about parallel lines. Lines that are the same distance from each other and do not touch are called parallel lines. And I like that they made these L's in a different color, because that's what parallel lines are. They're next to each other just like these L's in the word parallel, but even if they go on forever, they're never going to cross each other. They're never going to touch, just like a railroad track. They can go on and on, but they never touch. Square. Learning about parallel lines and right angles is important. Here is a square. A square is a 4-sided shape with 2 pairs of parallel lines. All 4 sides are the same length. All 4 angles are right angles. Out on the playground, we tried to trick our teacher. One of the shapes that we drew was not really a square. Can you figure out which one is different? Which one of these do you think is not a square? I think you're right, Paisley. I think it's that one. Why isn't it? That's right, because look, they're trying to fit it into this perfect corner, and it does not have a perfect right angle. Oval. This is not a circle. It is an oval. Ovals are egg-shaped. You could say that an oval looks like a circle that has been stretched or squished. Race cars drive on an oval-shaped track. The jogging tracks around football fields are oval-shaped. Can you think of other ovals? Maybe you could go around your house today and look for things that are ovals, look for circles, look for squares, go on a shape hunt, a geometry hunt. Rectangle. Rectangles are everywhere. The architect told us to look at doors and windows. A rectangle has 4 straight lines and 4 right angles, just like a square, but only the 2 sides opposite each other are the same length. Think about this. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not always a square. Sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? Our class could not decide which type is their favorite, short, fat rectangles or really long, skinny rectangles. Pentagon. A shape with 5 sides is called a pentagon. This pentagon has 5 equal sides and 5 equal angles. Here is a diamond, a home plate, a kite, and an I don't know what to call it. These are polygons. A shape with straight lines and more than 3 sides is a polygon. The crescent moon and the heart are shapes too, but they are not polygons. They have curved lines. A polygon has to have straight lines. Hexagon. Count the sides of this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This polygon is called a hexagon. And I always remember because the word 6 has an X in it also. So 6 and hexagon both have X's in them. Heptagon. The architect let me work on her laptop computer. We all drew a heptagon just like the one I saw on the computer screen. A heptagon has 7 sides. So any shape that has 7 sides, straight lines, is a heptagon. Octagon. An octopus has 8 legs and an octagon has 8 sides. So OCT, that prefix, must mean 8, right? As our teacher and the architect talked, I realized we could draw hundreds and hundreds of different shapes. Nonagon. A nonagon has 9 sides. Our whole class tried to think of a nonagon in our town or near our school. We couldn't think of any. Maybe for homework our parents can help us find one. That would be a great job. See if you can find a nonagon somewhere. Decagon. A decade is 10 years long. A decagon has 10 sides. So the prefix DEC must mean 10, right? We alternated the colors, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, to make this shape. Our teacher told us we were making a pattern. Here's another pattern. 1 blue dot, 2 green dots. 1 blue dot, 2 green dots. 1 blue dot, 2 green dots. All but one of the patterns on this page go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you find the different pattern on this page? Do you see one that doesn't go 1, 2, 1, 2? I think it's this one, isn't it? Because this one goes 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then it's got 3 pink ones. And how about this? 2 boards, 2 steel beams. 2 boards, 2 steel beams. I guess you could call this a 2-2 pattern. I like this pattern the best. 3 red, 1 blue. 3 red, 1 blue. 3 red. Or you could say 3 triangles, 1 oval. 3 triangles, 1 oval. 3 triangles, 1 oval. What would come next? This is a 3-1 pattern. Maybe you can make some patterns today with some things that you have at your house. Here is one more pattern. 1 board, green chalk, 1 steel beam, space. 1 board, green chalk, 1 steel beam, space. We made 2 shapes using this pattern. You see those patterns? Do you see how there are patterns around the border of the page too? I have decided not to tell you anymore. Figure this pattern out for yourself. It is really cool. Go back and look at all the borders in this book. There are patterns everywhere. Which page do you like the most? So if you look in the borders on each page, you'll see patterns. The architect says we did a great job learning our shapes. My teacher says I'm a star. I thought about it. I am really 5 triangles and a pentagon in the middle. All right. I hope you liked this math book, and I would encourage you to try to find some of these shapes and patterns around your house for some fun today. It'll get you up and get you some exercise too. All right, I will see you next time. Bye, Eva.